Well, welcome to another edition of Living in Marda Loop. Tonight we have Jaime Love and Jim Love on the show. Tell us a little bit about the business, Jaime.
Hello Someday Wine is a business that we launched. We launched this past June during the pandemic.
June, wow.
Yeah, so we started the business last fall, and basically after we got married 5 years ago, we had started talking about wanting to someday own a vineyard and a winery in the Okanagan. And so we talked about for many, many years about this someday we want to do this. And last summer was the time when we finally said, all right, so rather than just talking about it, how do we actually make this someday happen? And we met our winemaker, and that was sort of when it all started. And so we came out with our first 2 vintages of wine in June in the middle of the pandemic, which we're very excited about. And yeah, now we're just here trying to let people know about our business and about our wine.
Interesting, great. And what are customers loving about your services, your product?
What Jaime had mentioned earlier about the kind of the way it started is also one of the ways that helps us connect to our customers. And I think that's one of the things that stand out for us is between the work that Jaime and our marketer did is we wanted to be able to not only focus on our dreams, but on everybody else's. Everybody has a hello someday moment, and for us, I think that's what that's kind of how we are able to differentiate ourselves. Is we're a company that focuses on what we want to do, but it also focuses on what's everybody else's dreams, and people connect with that. It's the story is very good, and they've done a great job on building it. And then I think a lot of people have that same moment where they're going, yeah, someday I want to do this.
Wow, and that's pretty neat. And so what's exciting? What's happened so far? I mean, it launched, it sounds like, was it 2 or 3 months ago? And what's happened since, and what are you excited about going forward?
So originally we launched, and really everything was with our friends and family and online, and we have slowly gotten our website and our social media going. And then probably just over a month ago, we had our first store in Calgary. Court Fine Wine downtown carried us. But since then, Highlander actually has been super supportive, and we're in, I think, 6 of their stores, including Marda Loop, Highlander. And we're actually working with them tomorrow night. We're doing a launch party. And we're very excited because we have a lot of people coming who've never tried our wines. But it's also going to be a very different experience because wine tasting in a pandemic has some very different rules and regulations to follow. Wow. We're really excited about that. And coming up, I don't know when this is going to air, but we're doing our first Instagram giveaway at the end of the month.
How do we find you on Instagram? People are going to want to get all over that. I know it.
Free wine. How do I get in that? So our handle on Instagram is at Hello Someday Wine. Yeah, so we're doing that. And then October, we're doing a photo contest. So another chance for people to win some wine if they take some photos of them, drinking the wine, or just the wine out on their deck or on their porch, or maybe in some snow, depending on how.
And November is such a lovely time to be enjoying a glass of wine on our decks here in Calgary.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe there'll be some snow in the background in October, or maybe you'll find some pumpkins and leaves, something like that.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so is there, in terms of future goals, what are some of your future goals other than like building this brand and product? And
well, the ultimate goal is for us to make the transition in a few years, once we've kind of got a bit more established, to an actual physical winery in the Okanagan.
Nice. That's exciting.
Yeah. So we, like Jaime had mentioned many years ago, when this idea first kind of hit us, we were in, and we kind of went back and forth as to what exactly winery we were in, but we were in one of the wineries in the Okanagan, and there was a sign up on one of the bulletin boards written by one of the winemakers saying that he's just a farmer who now grows grapes. And that's when it kind of clicked for us that maybe this could be our reality. And so, these are our first steps, obviously, to build the brand, to learn a lot about the industry, because it is an industry that neither of us knew a whole pile about. So we've learned a lot. We've made some great contacts and some great friends so far in the industry, and it's been pretty impressive how this industry supports one another. There's a couple wineries down in the Okanagan that have opened their doors to us and said, look, if you've got questions, if you have, something that you need to learn, let us know and we will do our best to help you out. And it's been pretty amazing. So the long term, I guess the long answer is eventually to make the transition to a physical winery and start building our own wine.
Well, that's exciting. Well, I look forward to my next visit to Highlander and getting some someday wine. Can you show us the label?
So this is you can see this very well.
Oh, okay, yes, nice, Riesling, yep.
So that's the white. The red one's a little bit darker. It might be a bit easier to see.
Oh yeah, it is, yeah.
Well, someday.
Can you tell us a little about your logo? What's the inspiration? It looks like almost a sun and a sunset and some fields. And
yeah, so the lines, we actually worked with creative. She's in Calgary, and she's hand drawn these based on in her family. They had a vineyard in the US, and so she drew those for us. And then when it ended up being sort of enclosed in the O, for us, we saw the sun rising over a vineyard, but some people saw the sun rising over the ocean or setting over the ocean. Right. So what it is, depending on what your someday is, it might represent something different to you, but to us, that's what we see is sun rising on a vineyard.
Well, that's exciting. So in the meantime, you live with us here in Marda Loop area. What do you love most about living in Marda Loop area?
You know what? The one thing that we like, we were in Altadore prior to moving to Garrison Woods here, but the area itself has got an unbelievable amount of character, which was always kind of a big draw. But what we were unexpected was the people. Like we knew, we've got to know our neighbors very well, and it's kind of nice that every time we head out to one of the parks there in Garrison Woods, and you almost always run into somebody and somebody to just stop and chat with. And I think that's people that live here probably maybe they take it for granted. I know that there's a lot of areas that maybe don't have that same type of neighborly feel, but it is very nice when we get out and we run into people, and it's almost every time we go out we see somebody that we've talked to and met, and everybody stops and asks us, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So.
I hear the same thing over and over again, and I experience it myself. Well, it was a real pleasure to have you on the show. I'm wishing you all the best. I look forward to tasting your product, and we'll see you on the street.
Hey, thank you.
Sounds good.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks very much. Great night.
Bye.
Take care.